Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to...
Now, having been in the industry for over 40 years now, what would you say has kept you going?
I tell everybody that I have a mantra. I drive on a full tank of faith. I drive on a full tank of faith. What has happened to me is that also being in the industry, one of my most interesting experiences was getting to work for the record company, the international record company EMI, and then seeing the labor of a lot of young people who wanted to get into the industry, seeing the crisis being faced in the industry by intellectual property issues, piracy and all that, and how it was undermining the industry. That opened my eyes to a lot of things. And rather than just pursue a personal career in which I was the beneficiary, it became clear to me that I had to do whatever I could to make sure that the greatest number of people benefited from the industry and got a career that made sense, which is how I accidentally became president of PMAN at 29 years old.
So now you worked as the artist and the repertoire manager, I think in the 80s with EMI, producer, singer, and so on. Why did you stop singing? I remember Okoroji so what happened? Why did you stop singing, sir?
I don't think I stopped singing. If I recall, I sang today in the bathroom. I sang quite a bit in the bathroom today. So it's not quite correct to state that I stopped singing. A year and maybe half ago, I put. I don't know if you recall, but what has happened is that I'm like a ball juggler. I'm dealing with so many things at the same time. So some things would suffer. When I got to EMI, right, one of the challenges for me was I thought we are taking coal to Newcastle. We're all much engaged. The young people of Nigeria were much engaged in trying to ape foreign music, right? I thought that doing something that's basically from our roots and then bringing all the elements of contemporary music form into that will do better. So I experimented with a lot of things. I took musical formations from where I come from Igbo land, from Igbo state. There's the traditional music that we used to call Abache Kurungwa and all that. Could you interpret all that with a new vision, which was what gave birth to songs like Oriako for me, like the one you were singing Mama and Papa, and then did Juliana and stuff. And I believe that cut off. I don't want to mention names. And a lot of musicians began to feed from that, and it grew into a lot of the stuff we hear today, around, because young people then felt comfortable doing music that is traditionally Nigerian music, but interpreted in a modern form. That's why today we can say that, oh, look, around the world, Nigerian music is growing and making it big. And I'm happy to have made a modest contribution to that process. But I wouldn't have had that chance if I didn't have the support of someone like my brother, my big brother, Nigeria has ever had, Okoroji, who invited me to EMI, and then I met Bode Akiyemi, the great accountant who was managing EMI, and then which EMI got changed to Ivory Music and all that. And then we had a great family, and we cooperated and created a lot of great music there. Music from the likes of Chris Okochie, music from the likes of Onyeka Onwenso, and of course Dizike Falola, who used to live with me, as a young man. And then we left every morning to go to the studio and created some good music like sweet music, Baby Kilo Day, and lots of other. It was a great time to make music in Nigeria, frankly. And then, of course, there were no computers to do that. We made music as music.
All right. Now, having been into show business now for over 40 years, what would be your advice to today's reigning musicians?
I've seen musicians go up and musicians come down a lot, and I will tell anybody who is making some money, and some people are making some reasonably good money today, especially in foreign exchange, right? Do not think it will last forever. It might not, because some new whiz kid will come from somewhere, and the text will change, and then maybe it's not happening as it was happening before, and you've blown off all the good money that you have made, and you find out that from riding limousines and going private jets, you might not find money to take an Uber easily, and then life becomes difficult and extremely frustrating. I need to give kudos to those musicians who have sustained a career over time. If you have an Ebenezer Obey, for instance, Sonny Ade, to have sustained a career over a long period, that takes some doing. If you're my very good friend who passed on 2 years ago, Sir Victor Owaifo, whom I mourn till tomorrow, a legend of legends. And then, of course, my good friend today, I call him my brother from another mother, the great Sashino Peters. Those people who have sustained careers over time and keep doing it over time. It takes a lot, my brother. And one of the things you must do is understand that it is work, a lot of work. You must rehearse and rehearse and rehearse and be as creative as possible all the time.
Okay.